So, you guys are asking me to talk about it? Here it is. There has been officially a woman, a female, a person of the opposite gender. I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole, but it looks like we have officially gotten someone to pass one of the Special Operations Command's training pipelines that is pretty intense. It's not Navy SEALs, but we're going to talk about it right here. So this is the first female that's going to pass through the Naval Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman, which is also known as SWCC. A lot of times SWCC is going to be annotated or known as just the people that drive Navy SEALs around, but they actually do other missions and stuff like that. I would say they're like the step brother. But if you're interested, you should definitely stay tuned to this video if you're trying to join SWCC or whatever else, because they do some pretty cool stuff that I think gets hidden behind what Navy SEALs do. Now, per the Navy Times article, they've gotten a bunch of statements from some of the leaders that are out there talking about this because they're saying it's an accomplishment, but they've said these specific statements right here. Navy officials said they would not identify the woman or provide more details on her, a routine military policy for Special Operations Forces. She is one of the 17 sailors to graduate and receive their pins on Thursday. She is also the first of 18 women who have tried out for the job as SWCC or SEAL to succeed. Now, a lot of people are going to say, this is because the fact that she's a woman and nobody wants to, make sure that she gets attacked or whatever. That could be part of it, but it is a part of the policy and it's official as far as operational security. Becoming the first female to graduate from a Naval Special Warfare training pipeline is an extraordinary accomplishment, and we are incredibly proud of her teammates, said Rear Admiral H.W. Howard III, the commander of Naval Special Warfare. Like her fellow operators, she demonstrated the character, cognitive, and leadership attributes required to join the force. She and her fellow graduates have the opportunity to become experts in clandestine special operations as well as manned and unmanned platforms to deliver distinctive capabilities to our Navy and the joint force in defense of the nation. Navy Times goes into even the numbers of how many SWCC people are actually out there, how many have applied, because a lot of times this has not been annotated as when people have actually entered the pipeline that we as the public I don't think are really aware of. But it looks like there were 18 candidates that have gone through, 14 of those that have officially failed out with this one passing. There are 3 other females that are currently going through the pipeline and trying to become a member of the SWCC team. Now, looking at this feat, that would be about 6% of the female population that has made it through as passed. Obviously, this is a small group or cluster, but this could be compared to the overall acceptance, I guess you could say, of what the SWCC community allows or gets pushed through, which is about 35% of all candidates per this Navy Times article. They go on to say that there's about 750 to about 800 people-ish in this community at any one point or time, which I found crazy, as they say that there's about 300 people that come through the pipeline, and I'm just thinking of the attrition rate or people that follow through or maybe get out of after the first or second enlistment. It sounds like it's pretty high to me. To be fair, there are other programs from other branches that have had success already, which we did note earlier this year, I'd say in the past year, was the Army had their first candidate make it through. The Marine Corps has said that they pushed 9 females through their program, but only 0 have made it, so nobody has met the requirements. And as far as Air Force goes, they don't say anything in the article from that, and I can't find anything for anything like the PJs, which are the pararescue jumpers, or any other special programs I could think of that might be relevant in talking about this situation right here. Now let's talk about the requirements, the screening, what goes into the process of becoming a SWCC candidate, because yes, some of the requirements as far as the fitness tests are similar. They're not exactly the same, to be fair and respect both communities. And also on top of that, for people that are trying to say maybe the requirements for the female were lessened, but I will go over those fitness requirements right here because I think that entry level is where most people don't even attempt. The physical screening test requirements: upon joining the Navy, you must complete the following minimum physical screening standard requirements. You must swim 500 yards within 13 minutes, rest 10 minutes, 42 push-ups within 2 minutes, rest 2 minutes, 50 sit-ups within 2 minutes, rest 2 minutes, 6 pull-ups, no time limit, rest 10 minutes, 1.5 mile run within 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and then pass a basic underwater demolition/SEAL BUDS physical fitness screening test in boot camp in the delayed entry program. And they even say, note at the bottom here, if you are pursuing a SWCC position, much better PSC scoring is expected. So yes, they are talking here about the fact that yes, these are minimums that you talk about, but I can guarantee you if you've talked to anybody that's in any recon pipeline, any SEAL team, SWCC, whatever else, the requirements I would say are a little bit arbitrary as getting accepted. They have minimums, but they know on a spectrum of people that do try out for these programs that the physical fitness will be one of the factors that could knock them out. So going there at the bare minimum is likely not going to allow you to pass, and they're going to tell you to continue to get better at your PSD if you want to actually be successful going through the pipeline. And I've seen that, and you'll see certain people have different levels of difficulty that they're trying to go with, but Now, obviously, let's be honest here. The criticism that comes with being the first female anything in a military-dominated community is going to be high. That has been noted even in the past year, where I even discussed people that were very big figures. You had even people like Corman, which has 110,000 people here that are looking to say this, which they say, first female sailor completes naval special warfare training. The information that I have is that she failed multiple evolutions that would have normally disqualified a man. If anyone has different information, let me know. Which then Disgruntled Ducks writes back, says, yeah, I got the same, bro. Multiple safety violations and missed 8 hours of tour. Looking at the situation, I'll tell you that tour is the final evolution, which is a 72-hour period, like a crucible event, which I'm going to tell you right now, that is a pretty decent amount. You're looking about somewhere in ballpark, maybe 10% of that being taken away. But there are people that do this evolution here that may get sick, hypothermia, things like that are going to be out there that may miss some of the evolutions. Honestly, there could be some time missed from that. I don't know what would account for 8 hours. This could be exaggerated as well. There is some legitimacy to people, I guess, venting to meme pages, Corman, other places like that, because they're not going to come out against this woman on a public platform, because this is a positive publicity for the military as well. And this also comes at some of the criticism from people online, which include this guy here, which Roger Simpson says, anyone can complete training, but females are not participating in actual combat for what the training to supplied for. And then a other type of comment, it is Clint A. Johnson, which says, my experience has been that every community that welcomes women is made better by their presence, contributions, and efforts. Submarines, USMC, ground combat. I admire the contributions of every woman toward our national defense. And I'm not just trying to push this as far as like, this is a good thing, but I'm also going to look at it critically from both sides of this. You know, if they wanted a positive story, they would have probably done this the first female that went through, right? So I don't think it's in the search for just a good story. I don't think that's the intention of the Navy Special Warfare Command. If this did happen, we will never know as the audience that's reading this article. And I'm not trying to say that in the aspect or vein of that this is not what occurred, but I will say that if she did miss sometime during the final evolution of 8 hours, the only people that are going to know are the staff, medical staff too, as well, also including her classmates that were actually there. Now, as far as what is officially being sent out, this is it, saying she passed, there were no issues. They're not going to release that stuff. That is not public information that's going to go out there, so I guess we have to accept it for what it is, and we'll see what happens in the future. I'd like to see what you guys think about this, because I try and think everything very logically and break this down, other than just these surface level ideas of this person coming through that made it through SWIC. Obviously, it's going to break down barriers and doors for women in the future that maybe want to go into SEALs, because I know there's someone out there that's going to see this and see this as essentially a challenge to see if they want to make it or if they can make it. So, but as always, if you do like what we do here on this channel, you can always support us over at patreon.com, down in the description below. Also, we do have a YouTube join button that's below this video as well, where you can get some special perks and benefits at both of these places if you like what we do on the channel. As always, if you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.